Question 1. In your opinion, what is Israel's plan for Rafah? Israel's overall goal is the removing of all Palestinians from Gaza, either by expelling them or exterminating them. It is all the same to the racist, barbaric Israeli government. This is clear to most of the people in the world, as demonstrated by their huge and constant demonstrations against Israel and in support of the Palestinians. It is remarkable that most of the world's governments ignore it. The simple fact is that Israel forced all Palestinians to move to Rafah, saying they would be safe there. Israel bombed them when they were on their way, and now is bombing them in the extremely overcrowded area where they were told by Israel to go for safety. Question 2. How correct do you think Israel's recent claims about the sighting of some prominent Hamas commanders in secret underground tunnels? The Israeli government is always making claims with no evidence to support them. This was the case when they said that Hamas had accidentally bombed the Al-Hali Arab hospital in Gaza City. There was no evidence, and subsequent evidence proved that it was Israel that bombed the hospital, which is a war crime. Earlier, they said that resistance fighters had beheaded babies. Within an hour after U.S. President Joe Biden, now referred to as Genocide Joe, stated that as fact, his spokespeople had to say that he had seen no evidence of it. It was just something Netanyahu told him. When they offer what they call evidence, it is not evidence at all, such as when Israeli soldiers said they found a list of Hamas leaders' names on the wall of a hospital. They were looking at a calendar, and the names of the Hamas leaders were Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, etc. It was the same when Israel offered evidence of tunnels under hospitals. They showed pictures of elevator shafts, not tunnels in a hospital. Israel also claims it has killed 10,000 Hamas fighters with no evidence, only the mutilated bodies of 30,000 innocent men, women, and children. Next question. What is your prediction of the future of this war, and how long do you think it will last? I don't refer to this as a war between Israel and Hamas. It is a genocide being committed by Israel with the complicity of the United States and several other nations against the people of Palestine. This genocide may last several more months, since that's how long it will take for Israel to annihilate the people of Palestine. That is what Israel wants, and the rest of the world is too intimidated by the United States to prevent it. Some nations have strongly opposed this genocide from the start, and some others are now following their lead, but often very weakly. History will judge them and their leaders harshly as it looks back on how they were complicit in genocide. What is your prediction of the situation of Netanyahu's cabinet? Netanyahu currently presides over the most radical, racist, right-wing government in Israel's ugly history of radical, racist, right-wing governments. In order to cobble together enough votes to establish a government, he had to welcome in some of the worst elements of Israeli governance. This includes Itamar Ben-Gvir, the Minister of National Security, who was convicted of inciting racism and supporting a terrorist group, and Bezalel Smotrich, who has a leading role in the so-called Defense Department and oversees the West Bank. Smotrich has made no secret of his wish and intention of annexing the West Bank. Netanyahu's goal, of course, is to keep out of prison, since he is on trial for a number of serious crimes. In order to maintain his role as prime minister, he must not lose the support of the racist coalition he had to create to form a government after the last elections. This is one reason why he will not listen to international criticism of his genocidal actions. Next question. Will the U.S. think about Israel's attacks on Gaza before the election? Definitely. Genocide Joe has apparently told his concerned campaign officials that by November, the voters will have forgotten about Palestine. He is going to be very surprised come Election Day. People across the country are enraged by his support for and complicity in genocide, and the horrifying pictures of dead, dying, and cruelly maimed children and adults lying in the streets in pool of blood or limping, terrified, looking for loved ones, are seared into people's minds and will never be forgotten. Apparently, Genocide Joe also believes that Democratic voters will look at the alternative, Donald Trump, and decide he must be kept out of the White House, so they will vote for Biden. Again, he is mistaken. There are many third-party candidates, some of whom have strongly condemned Israel even before its current genocide, and while they have no chance of victory, a vote for them shows that neither Biden nor Trump enjoys the support of the populace. There's a strong belief that Trump would be no worse for Palestine than Biden. Additionally, there's a sense that Biden must be punished for his role in this genocide, and denying him a second term would partially satisfy that sense of justice.